Hey guys, are you ready for some lunch inspiration? This week I'm sharing some super simple but really fun sandwich ideas that I know you're going to love. I'm Jennifer and I'd like to welcome you to the Family Fudge. Now I know so many of us are staying home right now, so this week I really tried to focus on lunches that don't take a ton of ingredients to put together. And because I know many of us are at home with our kids right now too, I made sure to plan out lunches that are easy enough that even your littlest kids can help you make as a fun activity. And backed by popular demand, this week I'm not just going to be sharing the lunch ideas, I'm also going to share with you what my kids ate, and they're actually going to let you know whether they like the lunch or not. Now give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, and let's get on to the lunches. First up is lunch idea number 1. And this week I decided that even though the kids are having their lunches at home, I'm going to go ahead and put their lunches in their lunch boxes. That way I can make the lunch earlier in the morning and they can have them ready by lunchtime. Now this week I'm really trying to focus on using what I have on hand first. So when planning today's lunch, I made sure to pull out things that need to get used first. So today I definitely need to use up the rest of this heavy whipping cream. If you guys saw last Sunday's video, you will have seen the delicious Oreo pie that I made. I topped that pie with fresh whipped cream and it came out so good. So today I have the rest of that heavy whipping cream that I need to use up, and the same goes for this fruit. I have a couple of strawberries I need to use, and I definitely need to use up these kiwi as well. They're getting a little bit mushy, but they're not completely bad yet. So you guys, when I see these ingredients, I'm reminded of a delicious fruit sandwich that I used to get all the time when I lived in Japan. They literally are called fruit sandwiches and they are so pretty. Now let me know in the comments down below if you've ever tried one. Today I'm going to be making a sandwich that is just inspired by the traditional one. To make the sandwich, I'm going to start by whipping up my cream. Now I'm just going to be making enough for my kids to have, so I don't need a ton, but if you wanted to make enough for the whole family, I'd recommend making a lot more whipped cream than this. Now you definitely could leave this whipped cream just as is, but traditionally in a fruit sandwich the cream gets sweetened just a bit. So I'm going to throw in a couple tablespoons of some regular white sugar. So now that our whipped cream is done, I'm actually going to stick it in the fridge so it can stay nice and cold while I prepare the rest of my ingredients. Now there are several different kinds of fruit that I normally see in a fruit sandwich, but I'd say the most popular choices are strawberry and kiwi. So for the strawberries, I've just washed them, I've cut the tops off of them, and then I went ahead and cut them in half. Now this is actually something that your kids could help you do. Now moving on to the kiwi, I'm going to go ahead and cut off the ends, take off the peel, then I'm going to cut these in half as well. Then I'm going to cut this into several thick slices. Now at this point I'm going to take my cut up fruit and I'm going to lay it out on a nice clean kitchen towel. Of course, if you have paper towels, you can definitely use those too, but I'm just trying to get off any extra moisture because if your fruit is too juicy, it's gonna make your sandwich kind of messy and it might fall apart. Now it's time to build these sandwiches. So I'm gonna start by taking some nice soft white bread. Now this isn't the traditional kind that they would use in Japan, but this is the closest thing I have, and I think it'll work just fine. I'm gonna go ahead and cut off all of the crusts. And just like always, I am going to save these crusts. They are perfect for throwing into recipes, or you can even make breadcrumbs with these at a later time. Next, I'm going to go ahead and add a nice layer of whipped cream directly to the bread. Then I'm going to start placing my fruit on top. And as you can see, I'm trying to do this in an alternating pattern, and that's so when you cut into the sandwich, it's going to look so pretty. So now that my fruit is on there, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the gaps with extra whipped cream. Definitely don't want any gaps in this sandwich. Then I'm going to spread a little bit of whipped cream on my other slice of bread. Now I'm going to place the other piece of bread right on top. Now you guys, this next step is optional, but if you have time, I totally recommend wrapping each sandwich up in a little bit of saran wrap and placing it in the fridge for at least 30 minutes or so. That way when you cut into the sandwich, the whipped cream shouldn't squish out all over the place. And check it out, you guys, these look so good. This is definitely a main course that could also work as a dessert. Now because our delicious sandwich has plenty of fruit already, I'm not going to be adding any more to this lunch. Instead, I'm going to move on to some vegetables. I've got this beautiful bag of rainbow carrots. So I'm gonna go ahead and add a couple of those. To go along with these carrots, I'm also including some ranch for dipping. Now to go along with our Japanese inspired sandwich, I thought some edamame would go nicely, but unfortunately I just have a little bit left. Like I said, I'm trying to use up what I have. So I'm just going to defrost this in the microwave, then I can add it into the lunch boxes. And then in this front section, I'm going to add in just a little handful of pretzels. And then for the kids' drink today, I'm going to add in one of these Honest Kids tropical juice pouches. Okay guys, so here we have the lunch before, and then of course afterwards I'll let you know what they ate, and they're gonna tell you if they liked it or not. Okay guys, what did you think?
It was really good. It was delicious. Go with it!
Now you guys, I did get to try these sandwiches and I thought they were just as good as I remember, but this is definitely a sandwich that is better eaten at home. I don't think these sandwiches would make it all day in a hot backpack at school, but they were good. Lily, what was your favorite part?
I liked the sandwich and the edamame.
Mackenzie?
I really liked the sandwich.
Jackson?
Sandwich, the edamame, and also the pretzels.
And Griffin, what was your favorite?
All the sandwich, and I like candy.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3, you're gonna give this lunch a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or a thumbs to the side. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Looks like all thumbs up. Okay guys, next up is lunch idea number 2. Now today's lunch is definitely going to need to include bananas, because as you can see I just have a few left and they're getting pretty speckly. They're not too old, but I definitely want to use them up. Today I'm also using peanut butter. I have plenty of that on hand. I really stocked up last time I went to Costco, so I'm foreseeing a lot of PB&Js in our future. So today's lunch is inspired by a teddy bear tea party. For this lunch I'm just going to be needing 1 piece of bread per child, and I'm going to need to actually toast this bread before I can move on to the next step. And you guys, as you can see, I can only fit 2 pieces of toast at once, so instead I'm going to test out this idea I saw on Instagram. It's where you actually can line up several pieces of bread in your oven with a little baking dish underneath. That way I can toast all 4 slices of bread at once. But of course, anytime you're using the oven, you gotta be careful. So now that our toast is toasted, it's time to turn them into teddy bears. Now I've actually shown this several times on this channel, but just in case you haven't seen those lunches, all you have to do is spread on a good layer of peanut butter. Now if you can't have peanut butter, you can definitely swap this out for sun butter or even cream cheese. And if you wanted to make this extra delicious, you could also use Nutella. Next, I'm going to go ahead and slice up some bananas. And it's actually a good thing that this lunch comes together so quickly, because if you take too long making this, your bananas are going to turn brown. So as you can see, I've added 2 slices of banana to the top of each piece of bread. Those are going to be our little teddy bear ears. Then I'm going to add 1 slice of banana a little bit above the center of the bread, and that's going to be our teddy bear's nose. Now, usually at this point, I like to add in fresh blueberries, but unfortunately I don't have any blueberries on hand, so instead, I'm going to go ahead and use some chocolate chips. I have plenty of those on hand, and I think the kids will be happy to see them. And there you have it guys, just like that you have some super cute teddy bear toast. I think these turned out very cute. For our veggie today, I'm keeping things really simple. I'm just going to be adding in some cucumber slices and some baby carrots. And I went ahead and added those in a fun pattern. I'll add a small container of ranch to the side. Now to go along with this lunch, I'm going to take the leftover banana slices and I'm going to go ahead and place them at the bottom of this section of the lunchbox. Next, I'm going to take some Greek yogurt. This is just a honey flavored yogurt, and I'm just going to go ahead and fill up this section. So this is kind of like fruit on the bottom yogurt, but you've made it yourself. And then lastly, to brighten up this yogurt, I'm also going to add just a few sprinkles on top. Now for today's lunch, I actually do have a very special drink. Now I told you this was teddy bear tea inspired, so I'm not going to forget about the tea part, but I think they might like this one. We've never had it before, but it smells so good. This is called Beach Bellini, and it's actually an herbal tea, so there's no caffeine in it. And the tea itself also includes little pieces of pineapple and mango. It says you can have it hot or cold, but I'm definitely going to serve it to the kids chilled because I think they'll like that better. And there you have it guys, that is everything in today's lunch. And of course afterwards we'll show you what they ate and what they thought. Okay guys, who gives this a thumbs up, thumbs to the side, or thumbs down?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Everybody liked it? Okay guys, what was your favorite part? This time, let's start with Griffin. What was your favorite?
I liked yes, yes, and yes, and yes. You like all of them?
You liked everything?
I also liked everything.
Lily?
I really liked the sandwich, but also the yogurt.
And Kenzie?
I really liked the sandwich and the yogurt.
Yeah, that yogurt was really good. Next up is a lunch idea number 3. Now, so far this week, I've been making all meat-free sandwiches, but today I'm bringing out the chicken. Well, canned chicken to be exact. This canned chicken is definitely a pantry staple for us, but for today, I'm actually going to be making it into a really simple chicken salad. Now, this chicken is actually packed in broth, but I went ahead and drained off all the broth because I didn't want this to be a soggy chicken salad. And I did go ahead and break up the chicken just a bit. Next, I'm going to add in a little bit of mayonnaise, and then normally I love to add lots of different things into my chicken salad. Things like walnuts or pecans. Sometimes I'll add in celery or fresh grapes, but unfortunately I don't have any of those things on hand. But what I do have is a leftover salad kit pack. This has dried cranberries in here. There's also pumpkin seeds. And since I'm trying to use what I have on hand, I think I'm just gonna dump this whole thing in. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I think the kids will like this. Now, this may not be like the chicken salad I normally make, but I still think it's gonna be really good, and I'm interested to see if the kids will like it or not. So instead of adding this chicken salad into a regular sandwich, I thought it would be really fun to make these into sandwich dumplings. I haven't done that in quite a while, and usually my kids love it. So to make these, I start by cutting out some bread into large circles. And then I actually happen to have one of these little dumpling makers, which makes this really easy. But if you don't have one, don't worry about it. You really could just go ahead, fold it over, and then you can actually seal your bread using a fork. So what you're left with is a really cute little sandwich pocket. So now that the main course is done, I'm going to move on to some fruit. And for today's lunch, I'm going to go ahead and just add some unsweetened applesauce. This is another thing I like to keep in my pantry. And you guys, to give this applesauce a little bit more flavor, I'm going to go ahead and add just a sprinkle of cinnamon right on top. Now moving on to the veggie. Today I'm just going to take some good old plain carrots. I usually get big bags of these when I go to the grocery store, and they stay good in my fridge for a long time. So as you can see, I went ahead and washed them and I peeled them, and now I'm basically just going to cut them into what I like to call carrot coins, which really just means circles, although I feel like when I call them carrot coins, my kids get much more excited to eat them. Now, to go along with the carrot coins, you guys probably can guess, I'm also including a little bit of ranch for dipping. And then for the snack today, something extra special. I'm actually going to pop my own popcorn. So I'll go ahead and just add in the kernels, and they just pop with the hot air. That's it. Now, honestly, I'm not a huge fan of just plain regular popcorn. I find it a little bland. So once the popcorn is popped, I like to drizzle on not butter, instead a little bit of melted coconut oil. Then I sprinkle it with plenty of salt and I toss it all together. You guys, this is so good. Definitely give it a try. Of course, butter would be good too, but the coconut oil is a little bit healthier for you. At least that's what I've heard. Okay guys, now to complete today's lunch, I'm also gonna throw in some of these little cookie chunks. You guys, these are so good. I just have a few left in this bag. Now, usually I find these at Costco, and if you've never tried them before, to me they taste a lot like cookie dough. They are really very good, but they're also gluten-free and vegan. Okay guys, so here are the lunches before, and here they are after. Okay guys, what'd you think?
I loved it. Loved it. It was pretty good.
Just pretty good? Do you give it thumbs up, thumbs to the side, or thumbs down?
I give it a thumbs to the side. I give it a thumbs up. Me too. I give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Okay, quickly tell me your favorite part.
The sandwich. The applesauce. Applesauce.
And Jackson?
Applesauce too.
Now that brings us to lunch idea number 4. Again, this one's going to be super easy because it's basically a PB&J, but I'm going to make it a little bit more exciting. So to make these sandwiches, I'm going to start by cutting off all of the crusts on my bread. Next, I'm going to go ahead and spread out a nice thin layer of peanut butter. And now this is where it gets a little unusual. You can see I'm actually putting the strawberry jam on top of the peanut butter. And that's because I'm actually making some peekaboo sandwiches and I want to be able to see the strawberry jam through the cutouts. Now comes the fun part. I'm going to be using some extra small cutters for this, and I'm going to try to make each of my kids' sandwiches a little bit different. For Mackenzie, I'm going to use the heart shape. For Jackson, I'm going to use the star. For Lily, of course, I'm going to use the flower shape. And for Griffin, I'm going to use this little guy, which I believe is supposed to be a plus sign. I'm not quite sure. So now that I have all my peekaboo windows cut out in sort of a randomish pattern, I can add this piece of bread right on top, and I'm left with some really cool, unique looking sandwiches that were not very hard to make at all. So now that the main course is done, I'm going to move on to the fruit and veggie. For the fruit, I'm just adding in some orange triangles. And then for the vegetable, I'm going to go with some broccoli. The kids are getting kind of tired of cucumbers and carrots every day, so I think the broccoli will be a good change. Now to add a little bit of calcium into today's lunch, I'm also going to include a little string cheese. I'll just add that right over here. And then for the special treat, something my kids will be super excited to see. I've been holding on to these for a while actually. These are Mickey Mouse and Friends shaped gummies. I cannot tell you how much we have been missing the Disney parks here in Florida since they've closed, but obviously we're not going to be going anytime soon, so the kids are going to get to have them in their lunch today. Okay guys, here is the before and here's the after. Okay guys, last lunch of the week. What'd you think? Thumbs up, thumbs down, or thumbs to the side?
Thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Thumbs up from everybody. Okay guys, what was your favorite part? This time let's start with Jackson.
My favorite was the orange smiles.
And Griffin?
Mickey snacks.
The Mickey snacks.
Yeah.
And Lily?
My favorite was the sandwich and the orange smiles.
And Kenzie?
My favorite was the sandwich. We'll see you next week.